Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on this webinar about the introduction to Power BI. We at Dynamics Square are so delighted to help you understand how you can turn your data into smarter business decisions through Power BI. My name is Nitesh, and I'm part of the business development team at Dynamics Square. And to give you more insights about this topic, I've been joined by my colleague Manmeet, who is the solution architect for Power BI application. Before we get started, let me introduce you who we are and what we do in the Microsoft business application space. We are a Microsoft Gold certified partner, comprises of more than 130 highly skilled Microsoft certified professionals working across different business application suite. We started off as the Dynamics Navision partner some 10 years ago, and throughout this journey, we have been fortunate enough to serve more than 250 clients globally. We are based in 6 global locations, and apart from the UK, we are based in US, Australia, Singapore, and India, through which we provide 24/7 support services to all our clients across all time zones. If we talk about our solution expertise, we are well experienced with the full range of Dynamics 365 suite, which includes both ERP and customer engagement processes like your manufacturing, supply chain, finance, operations, human resources, customer service, field service, marketing, project service automation, and customer insights. Along with that, we are well versed with the Microsoft Power Platform as well, which is a single integrated low-code stack from Microsoft. Power Platform consists of 4 major services: Power BI to help you gain insights from the data, Power Apps to help you build web or mobile applications, Power Automate to help you build UI and API-based automations, and Power Virtual Agents, which helps you build intelligent bots, all with no code. We will be covering Power BI as part of our today's webinar. These are some of our clients in the UK where we have helped them with their digital transformation initiative through both Dynamics 365 and Power Platform suite. Let's quickly jump to the webinar agenda for the reasons why we all are here today. We will cover the introduction to Power BI. We will help you understand why your business would need Power BI. What's the Power BI architecture look like? What are the data sanitizations and cleansing capabilities within Power BI? What's the analytical insights you can leverage through Power BI? How you can generate your own department-wise reports and visualizations? What are the latest and upcoming Power BI features? We will have a Q&A session as well, where we will be clarifying all the doubts which you might have with regards to Power BI and everything to do with it. And then finally, we will have the exclusive offer just for you for being a part of this webinar. We really hope that the session would add a lot of value to you and your business today. So let's get started. Data is now coming out of everywhere, and getting actionable insights through data to drive business transformation has become more important than ever. This is where Power BI comes into the picture. It enables individuals and organizations to achieve more through their data and take better business decisions. The ability to tap into the massive volumes of data available today and enable intelligent action is key to the competitive advantage for any business out there. Power BI allows organizations to drive a data culture where every employee in the organization can make every decision based on data at any scale. Power BI is a collection of software services, applications, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into a coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. Through Power BI, you can visualize and analyze your data. You can connect to your data sources to build reports on runtime basis. You can get a 360-degree view of your business through integrated reports. You can discover what's important to you and your business. You can also share reports with anyone or everyone you want, and also get real-time insights from any device, be it desktop, tablet, or mobile. If you have been involved with any process within a business, you would realize and you would know that challenges are part and parcel of any business out there. And one of the key challenges which almost every business face is the reporting process. Weekly or monthly reporting is a time consuming process. Employees across all departments spend hours every month just to get the perfect report for them. Extracting and consolidating data from different sources is a difficult process as well. And on top of that, not getting a clear common view of the various KPIs in the absence of timely data for actionable inputs in the reports is a cumbersome process as well. This is how Power BI can help. Power BI can help any organization in overcoming these challenges. With Power BI, you get fast and accurate decision making unlocked by the power of self-service visualizations. Real-time analytics help in designing highly effective campaigns, leading to a faster and better decision making. It also enables you to monitor daily, quarterly, and yearly performance versus targets. Not only that, you can do much more through Power BI, which we'll be covering in the upcoming slides. That being said, you might be curious to know why would your business need a solution like Power BI? And to give you more insights on this, I will now hand over this session to my colleague Manmeet, who will take it forward from here. Over to you, Manmeet.
Thank you, Nitesh. So why would your business need Power BI? So if we talk about the BI tools in the market, so in those BI tools, we can say that Power BI can provide you customized views and dashboards. As you can see, there are different kind of layouts on the right hand side. At the top, you can see a kind of management dashboard, and underneath that, you can see a kind of user dashboard. Right. So if we talk about that management dashboard, it is covering almost all the KPIs which are related to sales and marketing. Right. And underneath that, it is a particular module which is getting covered by the user. So these kind of views and dashboards, so there could be different audiences for these kind of dashboards, and you can say that it could be covered from the management to the granular level, and whatever the user wants as a transactional report, it can also be covered in the Power BI dashboards. Right. So apart from that, we have the dynamic and interactive reports for business insights. As you can see, the visuals, there is no limitation on visuals. We have several visuals we can cover in the other slides too. And apart from those standard visuals, we also have some visuals which can be customized. You can create your own visual, which you can add from an Excel or any other application. So that could also be a possibility in Power BI. And seamless data encapsulation and integration, as Nitesh already said, that there could be hundred of data sources, and we have several connectors in Power BI. With the help of those connectors, we can integrate that data, and whether it could be CRM, it could be anything else. It could be an Excel as well. It could be a portal. It could be from a Power BI data set from one report to another report. So it can be integrated very easily in Power BI application. And if we talk about the data modeling and transformation, there are certain layers which are in Power BI. And with the help of this data modeling and transformation, we can achieve the goal which is required for reporting. Suppose we are creating a report for a particular module. So if we want to transform that data, we don't require rest of the data. We need some of the data which is required for that particular report. We can remove rest of the things, and we can take only those things which are required for reporting. On-premises and cloud data analytics. So on-premises, whether it could be data could be on-premises and it could be on cloud, and we can easily integrate that data with the Power BI reports. So it is also a data source agnostic tool. And if you talk about the data processing approach or the server architecture, which we talk about, so there could be a certain volume which can be easily covered for the data in Power BI reports. We can take it directly in the Power BI reports with the help of the connectors. Whether apart from that, if the data volume is too high, we can cover several layers in order to get it optimized. That could be the part of data warehousing that we can cover in the next webinar. Apart from that, Power BI also gives you a kind of platform where you can use advanced machine learning algos. Like Python is the most object language and most of the easiest language which we used for machine learning at the moment. And we have the connectors with Python and R as well in Power BI reports, which I think we don't have any other tool. And if you talk about the web and mobile app access, in that case, it is very responsive. We can create different layouts for web and mobile applications. And as you can see, the layout which has been created on the right-hand side, it is for a particular desktop a kind of application, but you can also create the layouts for web and mobile too. And proactive AAA, that means in that case, if someone requires a kind of information on their mails, they want anything to get authorized. In that case, we can create alerts so that with the help of those alerts, the mail will be transferred to someone who is looking for a data for the sales in the past day. So that is one of the examples. If he wants to see whatever the inventory is going on, so he can just look at his or her mail, and he can easily identify what is the current status of the inventory with the help of that mail. And if he wants to further drill it down, he can go to that Power BI application and look for rest of the KPIs. So that is all that Power BI can do. And with the help of these things, we get end-to-end business intelligence and decision support, which would help in taking business decisions. So if we move further, we have, as I had been talking about, and Nitesh already confirmed, there are hundred of data connectors which we can use in Power BI. As you can see, 15 years old technology like ODBC is also there. And we talk about the updated technology, which we say that the service surfaces or the services we have for Microsoft Dynamics, Navision, and D365, SAP, that all connectors are available in Power BI. With the help of those connectors, you can connect the data from different sources. And you can see the Spark is on the left hand side. So topmost is the Spark, which every organization is using at the moment, which provides you parallel processing. So it is very fast. So you can also connect with Spark, Python. So these kind of things can be easily integrated in Power BI. All right, so here comes the most important part. If we talk about the different parts of Power BI, so we have an application which is a window desktop application, which is known by the name of Power BI Desktop. So in this application, we create the reports, we create the KPIs, we do data modeling, transformation, everything is covered in this particular application, which is the Power BI desktop application. So if you want to create objects, visuals, whatever is required, the layout which is required for the services and the report which you want to see, and the designing can be done in the Power BI desktop only. And once you publish or you have finalized your structure, you can publish it on the Power BI service. And with the help of Power BI service, you can share it to anyone who is looking for this kind of report or information in the organization. And definitely you require one Office 365 account in order to get all these things done. And a mobile app for Windows, iOS, and Android device called Power BI Mobile. So if you talk about the Power BI Mobile, so we have a different layout for that. It could be created for iOS and Android devices too, which would be user friendly. And with the help, you can see in the layout. So we have presented one of the Power BI mobile layout. In this particular layout, you can see the objects are um, set in such a way so that it would be easily visible in the Power BI in the mobile or any other device. So it would be set. It could be set for each and every device. So the layout can be could not be a constraint. So here comes the most important part, which is the heart of Power BI. You can talk about the Power BI architecture and analytical insights. So as I said that we can connect hundred of data sources. So once we connect to those hundred of data sources, we can create our report in Power BI desktop. And once we get that report or the design of the particular report done, we can publish it to BI cloud services. And with the help of those Power BI cloud services, or you can say that Power BI service, you can schedule those reports with the help of Power BI gateways, which are there, which will create the connection with the data sources. And then a user can access those reports, whomsoever in the organization whom you want to provide this access, they can access these reports very easily. And you can also control the users for suppose you if the user is looking for a particular location and you don't want the user to see all the location, you just want him to see a particular location. In that case, you can also set the rules and responsibilities for that particular user so that you can provide the user control for that application, and that user will see the data for that particular location only. So here are some of the insights which we have covered, like these are the several modules, or we have done some distribution of the KPIs which we have covered so far. If you talk about, we have covered the financial part, brand, which is generally related to the sales part, operational analytics, the customer analytics, and then we have trade marketing and many more. So till HR. So these are different KPIs which we have covered so far. And we can definitely customize these KPIs, and these are not standard ones. So you can customize these KPIs and we can deliver the things according to the requirement. So just at the high level of the segregation, which we have done for the modules, we can say we have covered finance, we have sales, we have inventory, manufacturing, and human resource. So straight away, if I talk about how Power BI looks like, so here I'm going to cover the sales and inventory module because there is some kind of time constraint. So and definitely we can cover rest of the modules in our next webinar, but currently we are going to cover the sales and inventory module so that I can give you a glimpse of how Power BI looks like, right? Here is the homepage of Power BI, and once you log in with the help of app.powerbi.com, with the help of Office 365 account, you need a Pro or a premium license, which should be attached to that particular Office 365 account. You will land to this page. So here on the left-hand side, you can see the home screen. So it will generally cover up all the things which you are using on daily basis. And then we have favorites. We can set some favorites. Suppose you are looking a particular report on daily basis, you can set it as a favorite report of yours. Then we have recent. So most of the recent reports you had been looking from like since a long time. So that would be covered here. And if you talk about the create part, so create part, like if we have something as a published data set, we can create those reports. And then we have the data sets. So data sets are generally those data sets which we create in Power BI desktop. So here I can show you something which is in Power BI desktop. So suppose you are creating some report. So this is Power BI desktop, right? So this is the development application in which we create the report. So this is one of the report which I have created for inventory. If you see that these are the filters at the top, which I have created. And there are some slicers or the chiclet slicers you can save through which you can check for the quantity and value. Then you can check. So how Power BI, when you try creating any of the reports, how Power BI looks like. So you can see there are certain visuals on the right hand side. So we have one of the stack bars. So if you can pull that stack bar, and here are some fields which are there. So with the help of those stack bars, you can generally drag and drop the information which is required. So here, if I drop an item code and you are looking for the information for something which is for the sales or anything, so you can see a chart has been created. So it is as simple as that. You can create these kind of charts on your own as well, which is very helpful for the self-service analytics too. So here with the effort of around 15 days or 20 days, I have created this kind of layout in the Power BI. Here I have covered the filters at the top, then I have the slicers, and we talk about the inventory. So inventory, total inventory is there less than 30 days. There are different time intervals through which we have covered. So if you see at the top, so here is an option. How can we get data in Power BI? That is a very important question. And I had been talking about the data connectors too. So get data will give you all the connectors through which you can get your data in Power BI application. So these are the kind of connectors which we have in Power BI. So we talk about the recent technology, which is Azure Databricks. So it is very compatible with the Azure Databricks too. Dynamics 365. So if we are talking about the file kind of thing, these kind of file formats are applicable if you talk about that as a data source. If you want to say that these kind of files can be used in Power BI, and then if you're talking about the database, we have several kind of connectors which are available for IBM DB, that's so MySQL, Impala, so BI connectors, so Snowflake, so that kind of connectors are available. With the help of those connectors, you can definitely collect your data set. And Power Platform, if we talk about, so once we publish that Power BI application with the help of one report as a data set, you can create another report too. That I'm going to cover in Power BI services. And then we talk about the Azure. So Azure, I think we are mostly covering the Azure services. So we have all the connectors available for Azure, and online, if you talk about, we have D365, and we have the CRM like Salesforce and other things too. So apart from that, we have other connectors which are the common connectors and can be used anywhere. So data feed, if you talk about, it can be connected to any web link or something if you want to connect to. So in that case, OData feed is required. So there is a role of each and every connector that we can cover later. So with the help of these data connectors here, what we have done, we have taken the data from a SQL database, and with the help of that database, we pulled that information. And so you can see there are some tables on the right hand side, like there is a table for inventory. Then we calculated the aging, and if you want to calculate some KPIs, that could also be done in Power BI. And the last refresh, so some kind of functionalities which we wanted to create that had been covered in this. And then we talk about the system tables. So it is connected to SAP B1 currently. So there are some tables which are in SAP B1, and with the help of those tables, we are getting this inventory thing, right? So warehouse information is there. So these kind of information can be very easily. And if I had been talking about the data model, so this kind of data model you can create. And if you talk about the relations, like generally we do in SQL, we do joins and left joins and right joins. So that is a kind of relationship you can create here. If you talk about the relationships models, so we have several type of relationships. So it is very simple. You can connect a particular table, and then with the help of that, you can create that relationship. So if we talk about the item code here, we have the item code in common, and then we can create these kind of relationships very easily. So let's go back to the services part. So once the report is published, as I have shown in Power BI Desktop, once you publish this report, it will come in this workspace. So there are several kind of workspaces you can create. By default, you get this My Workspace, and if you want to create a workspace, you can create it very easily. If you want to create a particular workspace for sales, you can say there is one workspace which has been created for sales. So if you want to publish your reports for sales in this particular workspace, and you want to share this workspace to someone in the organization, you can get this access directly. So if you have any data set with you, so you can pick any of the data sets and you can create your own reports in Power BI services too. So suppose the report which I was sharing was for inventory. So you can create your own report for inventory too in Power BI, and you can store it in your workspaces. So you can see all the fields on the right hand side, all the tables have been enabled. So you can drag and drop whatever you feel like, and you can pull that information. And so here I'm adding this. So I'm adding the sales part. So you can see a table has been created, which is this is item code wise quantity or some whatever is mentioned in this particular measure. So it is reflecting here. So you can create your own reports in Power BI too. Let's move to my workspace. So in my workspace, I have created two reports now. So as I said, I will cover inventory and revenue dashboard today. So once the report is published, you can see that it looks like this, and we have the filters at the top. And apart from that, we have some functionalities at the top. You can create a copy of this particular report if you want to change the layout. You can download this PBIX file. PBIX is the Power BI desktop file, which I was showing at the time of developing this report. You can print this page. You can embed this particular code with anything like a SharePoint or a website or something, or you can create a QR code. With the help of that QR code, you can just scan and look for this particular report wherever you feel like. You just need to have the access of this report. You can export this report to PowerPoint, you can use it as in PDF, and you can analyze in Excel. So what comes in analyze in Excel is generally the self-service analytics if you talk about, and it would come as a pivot and you can drag and drop those reports. You can share this report, you can directly copy this link and share this report to someone. So you can see that if you want to look for a particular report, so you can directly use this link and it will land to this report. So if you don't want to go like this, generally you will be getting the reports from the development side within this tab, which is shared with me. So once the report is created and it has been shared to you, it will come under this tab shared with me. Right. So sharing, I think, is very easy in Power BI as compared to any other tool. So you can share it with, to anyone in your organization on Teams. You can chat to everyone saying that gross margin is less. So let's come on this and have a discussion on this. So you can chat to everyone in your organization and talk about these kind of things. You can subscribe, you can edit this particular report. Once you edit this report, it will give you enable all the tables and architecture which has been involved for the development of this report. So you can create your mobile layout and such kind of things can also be done. So now I am going to do a quick analysis of this report. So I have taken the year 2020. I'm taking the Q2, and then I'm taking the month of July. All right, so you can see everything has been populated or reflected according to the filters at the top. So I have selected 2020 and it is for the month of July. Right, so the revenue is this, and if you talk about the comparison analytics, in that case, if you see that the current week data for the current week is this, sales for the current week is this, for the current month is this, and for the previous month it is this. And the gross margin, if you talk about current week is this, current month is this, and this is the overall for a particular month. So you can see these figures are actually the same figures which we are selecting for a month. If we talk about the gross margin percentage, so department-wise reports can be created very easily. So in this layout, you can see the revenue for a particular department. So revenue EUC, this is one of the department which is EUC. If you talk about the infrastructure, that is another print, security, FNA. So these are several departments. So according to those departments, the data has been segregated. So if we talk about 801, it has been segregated in these departments. And the gross, similarly, it goes for gross margin and it goes for gross margin percentage, right? So this is one of the layout which can directly give you the numbers. If we talk about the analysis, like a trend or something, in that case, you can see this dashboard, and here I'm going to select the same. I'm taking it for the month of July, and you can see the revenue has been populated for the month of July, gross margin and total receivables and payables, number of invoices and bank loan. I think that data was not there, so that's why the bank loan has not been populated. So you can see in this trend, just underneath that particular information, you can see the data is coming for a particular day, like for a particular day, July to 3rd of July, 4th of July, 5th of July. So for a particular day, whatever sales or the revenue has been generated so far, it is giving you that information. Right, and underneath that, you can see the comparison. Like here, it says the sales for the previous month and the current month, and then the growth sales. So here we can say the previous month sales and the current month sales. So they're there is a degrowth of 18.47%. So see, in a single go, you can find out such kind of information like comparison with the previous month, the actual versus target, cost, profit versus division. So just kind of information. And I'm going to cover one of the analysis, which is the most important analysis, like the Pareto one. And this is another layout which we can create. So we can customize the layout. It is not the standard one. We can definitely customize whatever is required, whatever you want to see on the left hand side, on the right hand side, we are okay with that. And as per the requirement, we can customize these things. So we can see the KPIs for the revenue margin and total items, number of items have been populated on the left hand side. And here I'm going to apply the same filter again. You can also sync the filters, like the filter if you have selected on the first page, it would be applicable for the entire report. That thing also can be done in this. So if we talk about the Pareto one, so here it is showing that 4 or 5 items from the top are covering 50% of the revenue, and rest of the items are, so top 4 items are covering 50% of the revenue here. So you can see such kind of analysis can be seen, and with the help of these kind of analysis, you can take the decisions very easily. So here we have another thing, top product by revenue. So if we talk about that particular product, so we have the revenue for that particular product, and then product by gross margin too. And then if you talk about the analysis, we have the business scorecard. In this, you can see the certain analysis, which could be by department wise, which could be WTD, MTD, QTD, and YTD. So that information can be reflected too. So if you want to cover all the dimensions, you can just drag and drop those dimensions, and then format will be freezed. And anyhow, with the help of self-service analytics, once the report is published, you can use that data set for further implementation too, right? This is all I think which we want to cover as a demo in Power BI. And apart from that, we can say that there are certain visuals. If we talk about those visuals, we have covered all the visuals in Power BI. Like we have the stack by bar chart, then we have the column chart too, then we have clustered bar chart, then we have column chart too. So these kind of visuals can be easily integrated with the help of data which we have in Power BI. So if we talk about the funnel chart is already there, and if you want to, as I was saying there, if you want to import a visual, you can download the visual from somewhere else and you can import that visual. So get more visuals will land to a marketplace where you can select other visuals too. So that depends on the kind of information you are looking for. This is the customized visual set. So some are paid, some are free of cost. So you can select whatever you need. You can use that visual. You can see there are different type of gauges. As a speedometer, you can see tachometer, circle, KPI gauge, and then we have the linear one. So you can select the gauges from here. So now the report has been created. Let's talk about something we want to cover if we want to get that kind of data in our Power BI reports. So here we are talking about steps to our goal. That is not our exact goal. If you talk about these are the steps. If you want to create a Power BI report, you need to do some exercises. You want to bring some data in, and with the help of those exercises, you can achieve the target or the reporting scorecard or the kind of information you are looking for in Power BI reports. So if you talk about the data normalization, I will cover the next slide in parallel too. So if we talk about the data normalization, so that means 20% information which is at the top of the funnel, which is the raw data with 20% of meaningful information. So here in data normalization, we are covering that particular 20% of the part. Then we are talking about the segmentation. So here we have the conversion part of raw data into 40% of relevant information. That means whatever information is required for a particular module, we need to segregate that module. And if suppose we have a sales report, and in sales report we have 15 tables, right? So we can segregate that information for sales, then for inventory and others too. Yeah, Nidesh, if you want to add anything, you may.
Absolutely. I guess this is basically steps where you can achieve the objectives of getting the reports done through Power BI. So yeah, first is the data normalization is actually pretty crucial, because at times we get a lot of raw data. I think this step is extremely helpful for for us, and then obviously for the client too, so that we get the right sort of data, and then we can build on on that.
Right.
Right. So yeah.
So there are certain layers, as I already talked about. So we have certain layers through which we can do the transformation of data, and then we can use that data as an optimized data for our solutioning. Right. So
Perfect.
optimization of the data, the 60%, and then we are going to create the KPIs and the logics and provide the user controls so that they can see the information for a particular location. So that kind of things needs to be done when we are creating logics in Power BI. And then with the 100% output, which we have just seen as an inventory report or a sales report, so that kind of illustrations can be easily achieved with the help of these exercises or the steps, and that would be helpful for decision making. Okay, this is all from my side, Nitesh, my friend. If you can take it over.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Manmeet, for sharing the insights and for the demo. I hope this was helpful for our attendees today. If you're looking to use Power BI and just not sure how the licensing would work for you, we have that covered during this webinar as well. Apart from Power BI desktop application, which Manmeet was showing few moments back, which is basically the free version, there are three paid license versions of Power BI. Those are Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium per user, and Power BI Premium per capacity. Power BI Pro per user costs £7.30 per month, and it basically includes features like you get mobile app access, you can publish reports to share and collaborate, you can create reports and visualizations with Power BI Desktop, embed APIs and controls, API AI visuals. You can also get data security and encryption, and then metrics for content creation, consumption, and publishing as well. You get 1 GB model size limit and a refresh rate of 8 per day. And if you talk about the maximum storage, you get 10 GB per user as part of this license. If you think that you need more out of your Power BI, and Power BI Pro might not be a good fit for you, you have the option of premium. So on top of Power BI Pro, the premium per user license includes some more features like paginated reports, advanced AI. You get data flows as well, and obviously the XMLA endpoint read-write connectivity. You also get multi-geo deployment management as well as part of the this is license, and the application lifecycle management as well. This license includes maximum storage of 100 TB, and in terms of model size limit, you get 100 GB and obviously a refresh rate of 48 per day. We also have the Power BI Premium per capacity license, which is basically designed for the enterprise customers. All you have to pay is £3,647 per month to get all the bells and whistles which you would need from the advanced BI tool like Power BI. On top of Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium per user license, you also get some more features like you can consume content without a per user license. You can also get on-premise reporting functionality with Power BI Report Server. You also get some more features like advanced AI, and then you also get the bring your own key and auto scale add-on availability, which is basically a preview mode right now. In terms of the model size limit, you get 400 GB and you get a refresh rate of 48 per day, and the maximum storage you get is 100 TB as part of this license. Uh, in terms of all these licenses, connection to more than 100 data sources is available by default. So there is no specific license that you would need for for the, let's say, specific data sources. On that note, we really hope that you were able to get some benefits out of this session. The webinar is now open for the Q&A session, and we'll be happy to clarify all the doubts which you might have with regards to Power BI. You can now use the chat box option to ask away your questions. Just waiting for a few more questions to come in. So I would certainly encourage all our attendees to ask away all the questions which they might have with regards to Power BI, and we'll be more than happy to help you today. So we've got a question from Stuart. He's asking how much volume of data can be consumed in Power BI reports. Manmeet, would you like to take this, please?
Yeah, definitely. Whatever we have in the database, we generally don't want that exact data or the exact information or all the tables to be consumed for our reporting. So whatever we can consume at a time, suppose we are talking about a particular module sales, right? So apart, out of those 150, 200 tables, we will just get only 5 or 10 tables which are relevant for that particular module. So in that case, we can cover, and with the help of data model, we can cover the maximum, and up to 1 TB, we can cover that information.
Perfect. Thank you, Manmeet.
And as I had been talking about, there is no constraint. We can create the optimization layers, and with the help of ETL and data warehousing, which we are going to cover in our next webinar, we can add those things as well.
Perfect, perfect. And in case you, Stuart, if you feel like that, you need some more information, we'll be more than happy to assist you post this webinar as well. So we've got a question from Thomas. He's asking, in terms of industries, what sort of reports and what sort of projects we have, developed for different industries. So Manmeet, would you like to take this forward, and then I can add my thoughts as well?
Yeah, if you talk about that analytical insights, we have covered almost all the industries, and we have created the KPIs for them. If you want to go industry by industry, you can present that particular slide, and then we can talk about.
Right. I think I'm not sure we have the slide right now, but yes, we can. In terms of industries, I guess we have been working with a lot of industries, specifically the not-for-profit. We've got the manufacturing, and obviously the pharmaceutical
Retail,
industry, which is
right?
retail as well, which is doing pretty well.
Fintech and pesticides. We have entertainment. Yeah.
Perfect. We've got one more question from Stuart. He's asking how many rows we can export in Excel, or how much data can be exported to Excel. Manmeet, could you please take this as well?
Yeah, you can export up to 150,000 rows from Power BI to Excel.
Okay, perfect. We've got another question from Andy. He's asking, in terms of integration, how seamless integration is between Power BI and non-Microsoft products. So I guess that is not a challenge, Manmeet, right?
Right. So we have connector for each and everything, guys. So
right.
So and if you can see the Power BI updates, they're adding more.
Okay, and could you please elaborate on that as well, or?
Yeah, and they're adding some kind of technologies which are in the market for Snowflake and Salesforce, if we have been talking about. So there are several other connectors which are also included, which were not before.
Perfect. So just to rephrase that, in terms of integration with the non-Microsoft products, there is no challenge, and you can always get seamless integration through different data connectors, right? Perfect. Thank you. Thomas is asking, do you also provide Power BI training? Absolutely, Thomas. So we do that, and that is something which we have done for our previous clients as well. At times, you feel like that you can get some training out of Power BI, and you can develop those reports by your own. We are absolutely flexible with that. All we would need is terms of the requirement, that what sort of requirement you have for the training, and what sort of reports you would like to build using Power BI going forward. And based on that, we will definitely help you, and we can give you a detailed walkthrough of how you can develop your own Power BI reports, which will eventually be helpful for you to develop those reports going forward. Peter is asking, can we do self-service analysis in Power BI? Manit, please, if you could answer this.
Yes, absolutely. You can do
Absolutely.
self-service analytics, and with the help of two modes, which I have just shown, with the help of create button, you can create the report from the data set and analyze in Excel, which will give you another part of self-service analytics. You can do it in Excel too. It will come as a pivot, and you can use those fields.
Perfect. Thank you, Manit. Peter is asking, how flexible are you in terms of different types of Power BI projects? Peter, we are extremely flexible in terms of, if you want to, let's say, start off with some small projects and all the way up to the projects which last for a few months. We are extremely flexible, and we have been delivering that for a good amount of time ever since we started working on Power BI. So there is no specific limit in terms of whether there should be a small project or a bigger project. We are extremely flexible, and that's the reason we have been able to help more than 250 clients globally, just because of our flexibility, I would say. Just waiting for a few more questions. Please, if you have any clarifications, please let us know. We've got one question from James. He's asking, in terms of next steps, what the next step would look like. So James, it typically starts with a discovery call, or we call it a consultation call, where we dive deep into your requirement and what are your long-term objectives in terms of Power BI, and obviously the short-term goals. We would dive deep into that, and once we'll have the clear understanding, we will let you know that what should be the best approach forward for you. Obviously, we would need some assistance from you in terms of data and sort of visualizations you are looking at. And once we'll have that clarification, we can certainly help you on that. So, in case you would like to know more, we'll be more than happy to help you on that. Just waiting for one last question. If anyone wants to ask, please. Right. So I think we're almost done. Then I think we're done with all the questions which we've got. So, in case you feel like that you need more help, we'll be more than happy to help you. We will share the details in the next slide. So, if we talk about the offer and the next steps, we are running some offers exclusively for our attendees today. You can now get a Power BI dashboard and consultation for absolutely free from us. All you have to do is send us your data so that we can visualize that in a form of actionable insights for you. In case you feel like that we need to sign an NDA, we are pretty flexible in that as well. I think that would certainly help you to take your reporting structure to the next level. This offer is valid until 16th August 2021. So in case you think that you're really looking forward to leverage Power BI for your business, we would request you to reach out to us before the offer lapses. In case you would like to know more about us and how we can help you in terms of Power BI projects, you can call us on our number, which is +440207193250. You can also reach out to us on our email address, which is info@dynamicsquare.co.uk. You can also visit our website, which is www.dynamicssquare.co.uk. And we will be more than happy to help you in any of the projects which you might have for Power BI. So on that note, we are hopeful that we were able to help you understand how Power BI can be used in your ecosystem as part of the business transformation journey for your business. Thank you so much once again for joining us today. We look forward to see you on the other side. Goodbye.